Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Scott and this is another My Bourbon Journey review. So if you're new to this channel and you're looking for reviews of different whiskeys such as bourbons and ryes, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Also hit the bell notification. That's going to alert you to when I'm doing either new uploads or live streams. So today I'm going to be doing a review of Trails End Bourbon. This is produced by Hood River Distilleries out of Hood River, Oregon. So this is a 90 proof sourced bourbon. This is actually a Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey that is aged for 8 years. That's sent back to Oregon to be finished in their Oregon barrels, essentially. Their Oregon white oak barrels. So again, 90 proof, and it is a Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey aged 8 years. Sourced, unknown as to who it's sourced from. I'm sure people will speculate, but anyway, we don't know that information. Also, the mash bill on this was undisclosed. I wasn't able to locate that either. So why don't we go ahead and we'll get into the review. So typically, what I like to try to do is we'll get into the appearance, we'll go through the nosing, the taste, finish. And then kind of wrap up with some other details as far as maybe a score, pricing, things along those lines. So, all right. So as you can see, really nice, kind of a dark amber-ish kind of color. I'll maybe put this back against the backdrop. Maybe you can see a little bit better. So let's go ahead and we'll get into the nose. So yeah, right up front you're getting, I get hit with a fair amount of kind of like orange peel or orange zest, some caramel, like a sweet, like kind of candy corn. There's even a bit of a kind of a light chocolatey note to that. A little bit of, again, there's that oak that's present. You'd expect that to be in something that's aged 8 years. Or higher, could be higher, you know, so whatever, if it's a blend of different whiskeys or barrels, the minimum age has to be what is noted as the age of it, and they're classifying this as an 8-year, it's not age stated, but they're saying that it is an 8-year Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. Even kind of like a pecan or pecan, however you want to call it, nuttiness to that. Some kind of, even a kind of a light, like a light cherry or cherry Coca-Cola type of note to that as well. Really nice kind of sweet nose. Really nice nose. If you like something that's on the sweeter side, doesn't smell over oaked or anything, but we'll know once we get into the taste. So let's go ahead and do that. Cheers. So right up front you get hit with a nice amount of like oak. That nuttiness is still there. There's still that orange zest, orange peel that's there. Definitely a little bit of kind of a chocolatey note as well to it. Nice rye, kind of nice rye. Don't know the mash bill. I wouldn't classify this, I would say, as any type of high rye mash bill. I'm not getting that kind of rye note to it. That oak is still present. Fairly viscous, kind of coats the mouth really well. Medium type of finish. Definitely the more you talk, the more kind of oak kind of comes through a little bit. You'd expect that again on something that's got a little bit of age to it. Still sweet. I'm getting a little bit on the dry side. Kind of that nuttiness kind of still wants to come through. Not much heat. Enough that kind of lets you know, there's a little something to it, but at 90 proof, that's kind of about where you start to get into, starting to feel some heat. You know, at anything less than 90, generally you don't get, you know, much heat. So at 90, you start to get a little bit of something. Really good flavor. I would say this is a really nice, easy sipping bourbon. Regarding, you know, cocktails or anything like that, I don't know if it would, I'd really want to, you know, mix something like this. You could. I just don't know. Again, proof-wise, I like to use something that's, you know, at or above 100 proof, just because you start to get a little bit more something, you know, in the cocktail. But, you know, back to this Trail's End. This is a really nice bourbon. I don't know exactly, again, where it came from, but at 8 years old, then sent back to Oregon to be finished in their charred oak barrels. So you kind of have their little bit of a twist, you know, on this as well. So there could be some, you know, influence in terms of what they do there to the bourbon. So it's really nice and sweet. And I don't know exactly how long the bourbon is finished in the Oregon oak. I thought maybe I saw something that said up to 1 year, but don't quote me on that. But really nice, solid, straightforward bourbon. Something that's really easy to sip on. You know, something I would recommend from like a daily sipper type of standpoint would be something I would recommend. You know, so again, you know, Trail's End 90 proof bourbon. Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, again, that's sent back to Oregon, finished in the Oregon white oak barrel. So very nice job. So price point on this, I've seen anywhere from about $40 to $50. I don't know the extent of the distribution. I believe this is something that's fairly, you know, the distribution is fairly significant. So I would think if you look hard enough, it should be something you can find at, if not necessarily a smaller store, maybe some of the big box stores. You might be able to pick this up and or order it. So they've done a really nice job. So this is something I would recommend. And again, I think they've done a good job. It's just a really straightforward, full flavored, you know, bourbon. So I think they've done a really nice job. So again, price point $40 to $50 range, 90 proof Trail's End bourbon, produced by Hood River Distilleries out of Hood River, Oregon. So with that being said, you know, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, leave me some comments, anything. I like to try to, you know, interact with everybody. Let me know if this is something that you've had. I'm always interested to know things that I've reviewed, whether this is something that's available or you've seen it in your area. And if so, if you've picked it up, how much maybe you paid, what your thoughts were. So, you know, go ahead and leave all those things below in the description. So I'll have some other things linked in the description below as well if you want to check those out. So with that being said, we'll see you next time. Cheers.